On a sweltering August day in 1859, a U.S. Army exploring expedition under Captain John Macomb made its way down a winding sandstone canyon in a remote part of southeastern Utah. The men had little idea where they were, so 3 of the party climbed out of the canyon to get their bearings. As they reached the top of a small butte, a vast scene unfolded before them. Charles Dimmock, a young civil engineer with the expedition, wrote in his journal that evening, "There met our eyes such a view as is not to be seen elsewhere on earth, so magical a variety of towering sierra-like mesas, deep cut by canyons, penetrating in all directions." A century later, this stunning geologic panorama became part of Canyonlands National Park, one of the wildest and most intriguing landscapes in the nation. Scenes such as this have inspired artists, scientists, photographers, and writers for more than a century. The images they brought back from these early expeditions laid the groundwork for protecting many of these amazing landscapes as part of our national park system. The first national monument to be set aside in Utah was Natural Bridges, established in 1908 by President Theodore Roosevelt. Utah's first national park, Zion, was established in 1919 by an act of Congress. Today, Utah has 5 national parks, which draw millions of visitors from all over the world. Joining these are 9 national monuments, which protect such awe-inspiring sites as Rainbow Bridge, for centuries a sacred place to Navajo and Paiute people. Another of Utah's national monuments protects the ancient stone towers of Hovenweep, built by the ancestral Puebloan inhabitants of the Colorado Plateau. More recently, the wild canyons of the Escalante River became part of Grand Staircase Escalante National Monument. And in 2016, President Obama established a new national monument in the culturally rich expanse of Cedar Mesa, beneath the twin buttes known as the Bears Ears, another sacred landmark for Native American tribes in the region. But the real story of these national parks and monuments lies with the people who knew and loved them. They include the first park rangers who lived and worked under primitive conditions in remote outposts in Utah's canyon country. Writers, photographers, and artists saw the potential for Utah's national parks to become some of the wonders of the world. Botanists and ecologists discovered the tremendous plant and animal diversity in this section of the Colorado Plateau bioregion. Many of the stories that are found in Utah's national park lands were written long ago and tell of people who learned how to adapt to the land's harsh aridity. By the 20th century, southern Utah's colorful high plateaus and its intriguing canyon country were emerging from their isolated past to become a destination for tourists. At first, the only accommodations were rustic affairs. But these soon gave way to elegant park lodges at Zion, Bryce Canyon, and Cedar Breaks, built by the powerful Union Pacific Railroad. By the 1950s, thanks to government expenditures for highway building, tourists could enjoy many of these sites from their automobile. There has, however, been a great deal of conflict over what constitutes the best use of these lands, whether for extracting minerals, such as uranium or oil and gas, or whether to dam the wild rivers of canyon country. Our national parks and monuments stand in contrast to these uses, offering us a chance to experience nature in a wilder, less tamed way. These lands serve as refuges for a wide variety of wildlife, fish, and plants, many of them rare or endangered, as well as outdoor laboratories for scientific and ecological studies. Today, Utah's national parks and monuments see more than 15 million visitors in a typical year. What does this mean for their wildlife, their undisturbed wilderness, their once uncrowded trails? What action must we take today to instill respect for these natural landscapes while still making them available to a wide range of people? The rangers and staff of the National Park Service play a key role in educating visitors about the values contained in these national treasures. We need to understand the history of these special places if we're going to properly care for them. That's been a goal of concerned citizens here in Utah and throughout the nation for more than a century. The story of Utah's national park lands includes all of us, from the Native Americans who lived in these places long ago and today maintain strong ties to them, to those who come here simply to enjoy the beauty of its exquisitely sculptured geology. What we share with all those who came before us is a sense of wonder for these eroded rocks, these deep-cut canyons, these reminders of humanity's place in this arid region. Utah possesses one of the richest park landscapes in the world. It's ours to explore, enjoy, and to protect for all who follow us.